What did I just watch? Hi everyone, this is your boy coming back at you with another review, and let's not waste any time, shall we? Mother was written and directed by Darren Aronofsky. This is Aronofsky's 7th feature-length film, and I've been a big fan of some of his past work, including The Wrestler, Black Swan, and Requiem for a Dream, which is a favorite of mine. You can expect a strongly emphasized style with Aronofsky. He's hardly ever subtle, but I really like his fast-paced editing approach. It's very visceral. I like how close and uncomfortable the sound feels in his films, and I've always really liked how in tune the visuals feel with the stories that he tells. He'll often blend reality in with fantasy to examine the psyche and the emotional turmoil exhibited from the characters in his films, and he seems to thrive on shock value and getting a reaction out of his audience, which has put some of his past films at the center of some controversy. And Mother really isn't an exception to any of this. If anything, I think this film showcases all of the normal elements you can expect from Aronofsky, except this time he's a lot more abstract and a lot more shocking. Mother follows Jennifer Lawrence, who is the wife of a struggling writer played by Javier Bardem. He tries to overcome his writer's block by inviting people into the home that he and Jennifer Lawrence presides in as a way of trying to get inspiration, and things become more crazy and more insane as more people come into this house and act like it's theirs. That might sound stupid and boring on paper, but anyone can identify with the frustration of someone coming into your home and treating it like shit. And that's what makes this film feel so maddening. All you're seeing is a bunch of strangers and Javier Bardem completely neglect the protagonist, who you can't help but relate with to some degree, as people are coming in and moving shit where it's not supposed to be. You know, smoking inside the place when there's a strict no smoking policy. She wants to try to just keep her home tidy and neat and stuff. She's OCD. I totally relate to that. And while I don't think Jennifer Lawrence was necessarily a great fit for this role, I do think she does a great job of showing the pain and the torment that her character is being put through. You can hear her lose her voice as the film progresses. She tore her diaphragm while they filmed this movie, for Christ's sakes, which I guess doesn't surprise me because Aronofsky's known for pushing his actresses to their breaking point. Thanks, buddy. One thing about Mother that definitely sets it apart from anything else Aronofsky has done in the past is how abstract and how allegorical it is. In order to explain all of that though, I have to first issue a spoiler warning. If you don't want key parts of the story revealed, then please go to this part in the video so that you can see this movie and not have anything ruined. Okay, so time's up. So it's important to note that this entire film is not set in reality. There are a couple different ways you can interpret certain scenes and certain elements in this story, but the main allegory at the heart of this film is that God, or Javier Bardem, is working on his next creation, or AKA his next story. And that story is the Bible. Jennifer Lawrence represents Mother Nature, hence the title. Do you get it? And the strangers or the guests who come into the home represent humanity, and the house itself represents Earth, which is overtly symbolized by this decaying heart that we see within the house by Jennifer Lawrence every time new guests come into it and trash it. Can't really connect the dots here. But this is a story about how God creates, destroys, and repeats the process all over again while abusing Mother Nature and the environment each time he does it. Aronofsky is suggesting that God isn't really on the side of Mother Nature, since he's willing to create humanity who will eventually ruin the environment, which echoes a very similar sentiment to his last film, Noah. It doesn't surprise me that Aronofsky wrote the script to Mother in 5 days. The guy's personality bleeds through the pages at certain points. I got the sense that he's kind of relating himself to this God character, since this film is about a struggling writer, and this is the second time now that Aronofsky has created a film in which the story has had a biblical allegory tell this pro-environment message. There are definitely gonna be some people who check out once they know this film isn't grounded in any sort of reality. Me personally, I wasn't too bothered by this film being kind of a dream sequence. It plays out like a fucking nightmare, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of the symbolism relating to the central allegory in this film was definitely ham-handed and pretentious at certain points, but at the same time, I felt like there was a lot of other symbolism that was a lot more subtle, that wasn't completely obvious. One example could be the extent and the extremes that artists are willing to go to gain inspiration for the sake of their art. Like I mentioned earlier, Javier Bardem takes all these people into his home just to get new ideas for his book, even if it means destroying his home in the process. There's a sequence that goes on for about 10 minutes where the house essentially turns into this fucking war zone, and as Jennifer Lawrence is kind of navigating her way through this just chaos, you see different images of humanity and how they progress and how they also tear themselves down. They start worshiping other gods. They start attacking each other and start becoming more violent. This film is just like a nightmare that just keeps getting more disturbing, intense, and horrific as it progresses. There's this one scene in particular towards the end where it gets pretty gory and offensive that had a lot of people leaving the theater, but I don't really think it's the horrific images that put you into this unsettling atmosphere. I really just feel like it's how they made the film. The pacing is made in such a way where it naturally accelerates while it's getting crazier, but then it will also decelerate during parts of the film where it's more calm. Things can be eerily quiet one moment and then be explosively loud the next, and the transition in between never feels abrupt or jarring. The cinematography is great. There's a lot of great tracking shots following Jennifer Lawrence that makes it feel like you're with her every step of the way. There's not a whole lot of wide shots in this film. You can expect a lot of close-ups and over-the-shoulder shots, giving the film a very claustrophobic feel. It was shot on 16mm film stock, which would make sense. It has this very grainy and authentic look, which made for a very pleasing aesthetic. All the performances are fantastic in this film. Aronofsky knows how to really make his characters assholes. This movie does have some flaws. The really gross and disgusting scene towards the end of the film did feel a little forced in my opinion. It seemed like it was serving Aronofsky's sensibility for shock value more than the actual story. Even though I did find this film to be a tad bit pretentious, I think that's overshadowed by how well this film is made, how good its characters are, and how nightmarish it feels. A lot of people hated this movie, but I didn't, and I'm gonna give Mother a 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching this review, everyone. Let me know what you thought about this film in the comment section below. Also, let me know if there's any films that you would like me to watch and review in the future down there while you're at it. If you like this video, then make sure you hit that like button down below or share this video, or both, whichever you prefer. And if you dig the channel, then subscribe to the channel. Thanks again, guys. This is your boy Jay, all day, every day, signing off until next time. Deuces.